Alright, first and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory unto the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harakakodash. Double honors unto the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone that surely do well. Peace and blessing goes out here to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of this world that continue to push this word in all sincerity and with all diligence. This is Brother Martin here from one of the Great Millstone camps in Trinidad, coming to the Spirit and the Lord to do another lesson to edify the Lord's flock. And I'm going to begin this lesson with Micah chapter 2 and verse 1. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage." We read it in the NLT. It says, 1 and 2 again, it says, "What sorrow awaits you who lie awake at night, thinking of evil plans. You rise at dawn and hurry to carry them out, simply because you have the power to do so." Which, if you don't know the scriptures in Job chapter 9, it talks about the earth being given into the hands of the wicked. Let me make sure. Job 9 and verse 24, it says, "The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof, if not where and who is he?" So he gave you a clue of the man that, the earth is given into. He covered the faces of the judges thereof, which happened during the Renaissance period by the so-called white man, or who is biblically known as the Edomites. So he's the one he's the one that the earth is given into, and therefore he have the power to do as he will, as Micah says. He do wickedness because it is in the power of his hand. The Most High give him this kingdom to rule, so he could do as he please until the time for him is come and he have to get thrown down or cast down, because the Israelites have to rule next. What it says, verse 2 in the NLT, "When you want a piece of land, you find a way to seize it. When you want someone's house, you take it by fraud and violence. You cheat a man of his property, stealing his family's inheritance." And if you look, well, this video is not about that, but one of the most recent examples is the situation with Venezuela. Brand the president as the head of a narco-terrorist organization which does not exist. Say that he following drugs into the United States, which is just accusations, by the way. Say that he's starving the people, he stole the elections, which these people who are accusing them they have no proof of anything of the sort that they claiming to happen or exist. But the narrative, the push for everyone to watch the enemy as evil. Now, I mean, not to say the president of Venezuela is some kind of righteous man, but what Esau did is paint a very bad image on him, so that they could be justified in going into that land and seizing the lands are set. That's why now the DJ Trump, I think it's on his Twitter account, X or whatever the hell it is, he has in his bio, I believe, acting president of Venezuela, which is total fuckery, What they want to do, as the scriptures say, you cheat a man of his property, stealing his family's inheritance. What they were most interested in was the oil and the coal and the a number of other minerals and stuff that they have, natural resources that they have. That is what they were into. They were interested in, not because he's a so-called narco-terrorist. So they painted that picture to invade Venezuela and try to, seize control of their inheritance or their wealth. This is Habakkuk 2:5. It says, ye also because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man, neither keep it at home, who enlargeth his desires as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. But the last part, going back to his new world order, one world order plan, where he plans to, part tag and everyone. But earlier up in the verse it say what? He keepeth not at home, and he enlargeth his desire as hell, and the grave cannot be full. You understand? It says, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied. So now, the main point of the video, what they're doing, they're trying to find a way now to seize Greenland, which is the possession of Denmark, a NATO member, which is their ally, land, their possession. These people have control of it, and now the US say they need to take it over for their national security interests. So that is how this man is. And why he could do it? Because it is in the power of their hands. And I ain't saying that, it's Esau taking it from some Jake or some Moabite nation, or he taking it from himself. And that is what's going to cause the split. Well, we're waiting to see it happen, because they say as long as it happens, there will be no more NATO and no more of the security, because NATO is a security alliance that they form after World War II to maintain, even I believe it's the UN as well, international laws, so that the world would no longer descend into a world war. But what this man is doing, because he is proud and because he cannot foresee what is coming to him, he think that he could do as he wants. So I don't need NATO. Gonna cause him to split. And as the scripture says in Revelation 17, what? The beast, which are the 7 heads and the 10 horns, shall hate the whore, which the whore is America, or Babylon the Great. So this is something that we expected due to prophecy, as the scriptures say. Though it tarry, wait for it, for it will surely come to pass. It will not tarry. Yeah, and we be waiting and we know in due time all the prophecies going to come to pass. Every single one of them. So we're just waiting to see the outcome of what's taking place. But I'm just going to play this short clip here. This is the clip here right here.
Important topic. The Premier of Greenland and the Premier of Denmark and other Danish officials are responding to a Twitter post from your wife, Katie Miller, herself a former Trump White House official, showing Greenland covered with an American flag, saying soon. After that was posted, President Trump repeated the claim that the U.S. needs Greenland for national security reasons. The Danish Prime Minister responded to this in an interview earlier today, as reported by Bloomberg, quote, I believe one should take the American president seriously when he says it wants Greenland, but I will also make it clear that if the U.S. chooses to attack another NATO country militarily, then everything stops, including NATO, and thus the security that has been established since the end of the Second World War. Can you rule out that the U.S. is ever going to try to take Greenland by force?
Well, let me go back a step. The president has been clear for months now, so I know you're treating this as breaking.
Yeah, so that was the response of the Danish Prime Minister, that if the U.S. attacks another NATO member militarily, it will be forced to, to respond, to defend, the NATO member, and thus it will be the end of the NATO alliance, because if a friend fighting against a friend, what thing gonna happen? If allies fighting each other, what do you think gonna happen? The alliance will break apart. And that is what we're seeing. This is This is Revelation 17 and verse 16. It says, "And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire," which is well, you could say the EU. The EU is NATO, but NATO have 2 states outside of Europe, which is Canada and the USA. So it's the same power structure. But these European nations, it says that the 10 horns which thou sawest, which is the EU and NATO, shall hate the whore. So they're gonna turn on America, and it says it shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. For the Most High had put in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree and to give their kingdom unto the beast, which is NATO, until the works of power shall be fulfilled, until the prophecies are fulfilled, until the man of the Lord come out onto the streets and prophesy against the downfall, prophesy about the downfall of Babylon. The Most High gave them that power, gave them that mind to agree to give their power or give their kingdom unto the beast, so that that power structure could basically govern the countries that in it. But the time for it to end is now, because the Most High making the beast hate the whore. So the time for that alliance to end is now. As we approach the Third World War, which if your eyes in your head working, you would see that is what we're approaching. So as we approach that, because the NATO have to destroy America along with their known enemies, which is Russia, Iran, North Korea, China. That is the main enemies. Yeah, because that have to happen, this prophecy have to be fulfilled. They have to break apart. Just like in Daniel, when they talk about the 10 toes, some, the iron mixed with miry clay, some weak, some strong. Eventually they're gonna separate, and that is what America's seeing right now. America basically saying that they don't need NATO because NATO ain't really serving any purpose to them. But again, the pride of thy heart hath deceived thee. This Babylon say, "I sit as a queen and none else." So she believed that she could take on the whole world. But that is the deception from the Most High. It says this is Sirach 10 and verse 5. It says, "He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his goods. There is none worse than he that envieth himself, and this is the recompense of his wickedness." So you're gonna have these Edomites gonna turn on each other. They're gonna hate each other, or mainly they're gonna hate America because now their wickedness no longer vilifies just the rest of the world, but it started to vilify them as well, other Edomite nations. So they're gonna turn on her. It says, "And if he do it good, he doeth it unwillingly, and at the last he will declare his wickedness." It says, "The envious man hath a wicked eye, and he turneth away his face and despiseth men. A covetous man's eye is not satisfied with his portion. The iniquity of the the iniquity of the wicked drieth up his soul." It said a wicked man's eye is not satisfied with his portions. And that is those Edomites in America. They will, if they say they want to take Canada or Mexico, they're gonna find a fucking way to justify it. They will find a way to justify it. We need to take control of Canada because something about allowing other nations to come and set up shop. Whatever, something this man has come up with, and surprisingly, well, not really surprisingly to us, but you would find he have a band of followers. Because Jah is just how these Edomites are programmed. If they could put us back in chains, they would have put us back in fucking chains. They don't like niggas. They don't like you jakes. They don't like no, they don't even like the self. Cause watch out, look at what they're doing the self. We need Greenland because we need to bolster our national security interests or bolster our national security efforts or strengthen our national security. And boom, they go and take it over. That's just how this man operates. And if one of these days, he will get stopped. He will get stopped because he have to get stopped. This is my last precept here. Sirach 10 and verse 9. It says, why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man. For such an one setteth his own soul to sale, because while he liveth, he cast away his bowels. And where thing gonna happen? His whole kingdom gonna crumble as soon as our power structure dissolves. His whole kingdom. Because that would the horse riding upon the beast. So if the beast, separated now or lose its strength, what is she gonna ride upon? They're gonna be at variance with each other and they're gonna war each other. And as the scriptures say, the beast shall what? Eat, burn up and eat her flesh. So with that, I want to give all praises and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Yahweh Kakodash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of agreement, so not surely do well. Peace and blessings goes out to the Akim, scattered through the four corners of the soul. And until next time, this is your brother Matana saying Shalom.